And Bobby will be first here shortly. Okay, Bobby's on his way. Anyone else who just joined need recording access, shoot me a message in the chat and I'll give it to you. Okay, we have Coach Bobby Hurley with us today, and he's going to give an opening statement, and then it'll be open for questions. Oh, 1 second, Coach, it's still muted. Sorry, Steve, it's not letting me unmute it.
Thought it was a pretty solid, dominant effort for 24 minutes. We really had complete control of the game. I felt like we could almost name the end of the score, if we stayed the course with, the rotation guys, giving some other guys a chance to play. And, wasn't pleased with how we finished the game. But again, the majority of those minutes were without any of our true rotation players. So I thought it was a pretty good outcome and a good effort for us coming off of a road trip.
First question. Hod, go ahead.
Hi, Bobby. The first game of Kimani Lawrence in the season, off the bench, scored 13 points in 16 minutes. What do you think about his contribution?
Yeah, Kamani is going to, just I think improve as he gets more reps under his belt and another few days of practice. And but I'm glad to see him out there. He's, big physical guy. He's put on some weight, some upper body. He's he rebounded the ball pretty well. And so, yeah, I was pleased with what I saw from him considering all the time he's missed.
Trevor, go ahead.
Bobby, Jalen House didn't play against Villanova, but came in and sparked what you guys were able to do with your full court pressure and perimeter shooting in the first half. What did you think of his energy, and what can a game like this do for his confidence? Yeah,
I mean, without, Zoe in the lineup, it opened the door, and obviously Jalen had a good practice yesterday. He had a good attitude about not playing, and some guys will put their head down, and he came in, had a good day of practice yesterday, and certainly carried over onto the floor today. He made some good plays on defense, and I thought he had some good decision making, in the first half, especially.
Michelle, go ahead.
Thanks, Coach. Bobby, how important was it to get a lot of guys in the game, get a lot of guys rhythm and just working together?
Well, I think when the differential was in the 40s somewhere, that shifted my thinking for how I'm going to play the remainder of the half. And that's where we started to, again, get some guys off the floor without, risking something crazy happening. And yeah, so it was good that Kamani got some extra time, that Jalen House, after not playing in the Nova game, getting more time, and able to get Caleb Christopher in the game, able to get Pablo in the game. So I thought it was positive in that regard. And I did leave Jalen Graham in a little more than I typically would, but just because he had so many foul issues in Connecticut, that I just wanted to get him out on the floor a little bit more.
Jacob.
Hey, Bobby, you guys had 21 assists on 36 field goals tonight. I'm curious if ball movement was a point of emphasis for you guys after the tournament and how you thought that played out this evening.
I wouldn't necessarily say that as much. I think we were talking more about our defense and some of those long rebounds we didn't get against Villanova, where they were able to tip it back and then get an additional possession. I thought that cost us late in the half, and we could have been in a very close score at halftime versus Nova, but because of all those offensive rebounds, we really hurt ourselves. So we talked more about defense and some of the breakdowns we had at that end of the floor. I think, we have guys that could go off the dribble, that could create, that are going to pass. We don't have selfish guys. So I wasn't surprised that we had that many assists, and I'm not going to judge our performance based on statistics and assist totals. I think in our Villanova game, Villanova, I think, had 10 assists. We had 9. The only stat that matters is the final score. And, we weren't able to win that game. So, but it is good to see that the guys were hitting shots off of some of these passes that we're able to connect. And I think we shot really well from 3 in the first half. Not exactly certain on what we were, but we had pretty good totals early in the game.
Doug, next question.
I think we had 10 threes.
Bobby, with Remy and Alonzo and all the guys you have in the Holland and the backcourt. What exactly is Jalen House's role right now?
Well, I mean, there was an opportunity for him to play today, and he proved that, in quality minutes, not mop up minutes, that he could be a difference maker. He could come in and he created some plays on defense with how he competes at that end of the floor, and then I think he did a good job of finding his teammates too. I mean, he made a couple of shots, but I need him to be more of a distributor, a facilitator, being a guy that is going to get into the paint and kick out to his teammates. And we've been talking to him about that for a while. And I thought he put together as good a stretch in the first half as really anybody on our team. So it's, again, a testament to him staying ready and being prepared when he gets his opportunity.
And also, what is Alonzo Verge's status right now?
I mean, I would call him day to day at the moment. But again, it's, he's not, I don't know what has been reported or what you guys know, but it's not a disciplinary issue and he's not hurt.
Nick King, next question.
Bobby hitting 10 threes and scoring 60 points in the first half. Does that kind of make you think that this offense could be pretty scary, especially not having Zoe?
I mean, I think that, yeah, I mean, you saw what we're capable of doing. I think we had 65, and I don't want to nitpick about points, but it was a really solid performance, considering, again, we didn't have one of our key scorers. But we turned them over, I think, 17 times in the first half. And, it's not only, our firepower on offense, but our commitment to activity on defense and trying to force some tempo, which we were able to do. And that also got us out in the open court some.
Nicholas, go ahead.
Hey, Coach. Something that I've seen is that over the first 3 games, you guys haven't had a free throw percentage over 75%. If your highest in your first game being 74%, is that something your team's going to have to get better at, particularly in Pac-12 play coming up?
We definitely didn't need it in this game, but yes, it's something that we talk about quite a bit in big games against quality opponents. You have to connect, and we didn't do a great job of that versus Villanova in a game where we needed all those points. So yeah, we're gonna have to step up to the line and do a better job of connecting.
Just 2 more questions. Tressa, you're next.
Hi, Coach. Thank you for your time. Congrats on the win. Just curious, what does a win like this do for the team's morale, especially being so young, coming off of a loss and kind of making a big statement game like this?
Well, I mean, I'm kicking myself a little bit, to be honest. I think I jumped the gun about 3 minutes too soon on maybe getting our core rotation guys out of the game, and I maybe should have let that develop a little more. So the mood wasn't fantastic after the game because. Again, a majority of the game we were dominant, and then we were awful the last 12 minutes. So it's tough because you want to put together a complete game. You want to put together 40 minutes. That's what we need to do to beat anybody that's any good. And we played about like I said, 24 minutes of really good basketball, and then not so good at the end.
Last question to Hod.
Bobby, this is the first year where Pac-12 play is starting this early in December. Do you feel that the schedule you played up until now really prepares you for the rigors now of conference play?
I mean, it's a big ask, to fly across the country and play, and had really tested in both games. So I think it's right out of chute for our newer guys to get that experience under their belt matters, and then to come back home and. I was concerned coming into this game, not as much for the opponent, but just how we would have handled the travel, how we would recover from the long trip and playing back-to-back days. And I think we handled it pretty well. And now we get a couple of days to prepare for our first Pac-12 game.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you, guys.